Bonifacio Global City, the home of Mini here in the Philippines. Now today we are launching the most versatile Mini ever built and the biggest one in the Mini family, designed to conquer both city and country. But before we get to that, may I call on the British Ambassador of the Philippines, or rather to the Philippines, His Excellency Asif Ahmad.
Hi, Paulo. If a cool guy like you is backing Mini, it must be a good thing. Ladies and gentlemen, my friends Willie, it's a real pleasure for me to be here with you to launch another addition to the Mini family here. Now, those of you who know about Mini know that it's not just a car. It's about experiences, memories, aspirations, lifestyles, but above all, what it says in the back, that the Mini is about stories. Now, I'm not just talking about the Italian job and the Minis going down the famous car chase. I'm talking about personal stories. Everybody who's encountered a Mini will have a story or two to tell. So let me, at some embarrassment to myself, share one story and then one less embarrassing story. Just a few months after I passed my driving test in the UK, and believe me, the driving test in the UK is tough. It took me a while to actually get to grips with this. But I passed my driving test, and I was a proud driver then of not a Mini, a Japanese car. That's the only one I could afford. But my brother-in-law was getting married, and he was running late for everything on the day, and I was waiting for him in his mother's house. And he drove up in a Mini, which was his car, frantically came in and said, "Asif, go out there, park my car, it's facing the wrong way on a one-way street, do something." So I run out there with the key in my hand, get inside the car, start the car, and this is facing the wrong way on a one-way street. So I obviously have to turn the car around. So I do the first part, okay, the car starts, I do the first maneuver, which is to go across the road. Of course, the next step is to reverse the car to complete the full turning. I could not find reverse gear. I tried every direction that is possible in this car, down, up, left, right, center. And this was in the north of England, where people of my background were rather scarce. So imagine my embarrassment of being stuck in the middle of this road with everybody honking away, and a policeman walks by and says, "Good afternoon, sir. Can I help you?" I said, "I don't know how to drive this car." And he said, "Does this car belong to you, sir?" "No." At which point I was nearly arrested for stealing this vehicle. Then I was able to explain what was going on. He said, "Step away, sir." He got in and he showed me where reverse gear was, which was in the most unusual place. You had to sort of dip the stick down and then push it to what is sort of like 2 o'clock on the clock. Anyway, so that was my first and rather dramatic encounter with a Mini. This was a Mini, of course, where the engine was in the back. Iconic design and a story of legends. Roll the clock forward a few more years, and just about 5 years ago, when I was preparing for my posting to Manila, I had to undergo some language lessons in Filipino, which has helped me a great deal in my time over here. Now, I said to my teacher, "Look, I want to learn Filipino, but I don't want to write poetry, I don't want to speak as well as President Aquino at the time. I just want to be able to communicate informally, go on Twitter, say hello, use Taglish if I want to." So I was taught in a very informal way. There were no textbooks. It was all done by conversations and video clips. The first video clip my teacher played was Mr. Bean. And I thought maybe the Foreign Office had made a mistake. You know, why on earth is an ambassador to be watching Mr. Bean? But of course it made sense to me as soon as we got going. Why? Because Mr. Bean actually doesn't say anything in his clips. He does things. So what my teacher would say is, "Okay, you've watched 15 minutes of Mr. Bean. Now, with whatever Filipino you know, tell me what has happened." And of course, I sat there saying, "Gumigising si bin, masakit si bin," and it was like a child, small steps. But by the time I finished, I could actually write a one-page essay on the whole Mr. Bean story. So I owe, if you like, my limited but very useful language proficiency to the Mini story. That's what I mean, that cars are not just a means to get from A to B. There are many cars like that from countries in the region, which are basically things with four wheels that take you from A to B, and most of them are taxis, and nobody feels passionate about these sort of cars. But a Mini is not just a vehicle. When you buy one and drive one, you are saying something about yourself. You're saying you want to be different. You want to express a lifestyle. You want to aspire to something that defines you. And what you own, you've worked for. But I think what has happened with the Mini is in itself remarkable. Yes, the old Mini was in its time truly revolutionary, with the engine in the back, with all the style that went with it. But modern requirements, comfort levels, safety levels, meant that people really wanted to be quirky, but they wanted a trouble-free vehicle at the same time. And that's why in our country, we were not fussy about who owned our cars, as long as they were designed and engineered and made in the UK. We're quite agnostic about ownership. And this is where our German investors did a fantastic job with Mini, a brave decision to take something iconic, re-engineer it, resize it, but keep the tradition of the Mini, which is an affordable car that feels like a customized car. And that is really what this Countryman is about. If you want to have something that resembles an SUV, but you don't want to pay the gas bill for a guzzler, if you want to impress people because you have style, if you want versatility because it wants to get you from A to B and finding the right sort of parking space, this is the vehicle for you. So, my message to our media friends over here is don't just write about it. Make a pledge that one of these days you will buy one too, because you won't regret it. It will say something about you. Thank you very much.